What's going on, guys? Welcome back to LouieXIII Gaming. Today we're going to be talking about the Xbox Series X. It's been about 5 months since I've had the console, so we're going to go over everything about it, what I like about it, what I don't like about it. I'm going to show you guys some gameplay, talk about some of the games that I've been playing. We'll talk about the performance, the UI, the storage, anything and everything there is to know about the Xbox Series X. We're gonna go over it. Then I'll give you guys my opinion on whether or not I think it's worth it to make the purchase. We ain't gonna waste no time. We're gonna get right into it. If you guys enjoyed, like, comment, subscribe. I appreciate you guys greatly. All links are down below in the description. Without further ado, let's go. Alright, so the first thing we're going to talk about is the controller. So when it comes to Xbox, ever since the Xbox 360, this is my opinion, but it is a popular opinion. I don't think too many people are going to argue. Xbox has had the best controller when it comes to Xbox and PlayStation. I mean, they got it down as far as how it feels in your hands, the size of it. I mean, it just feels like it belongs in your hands and it's perfect to play with. But when talking about the new controller that they came out with, not much has changed. It's pretty much the same. It's just a little different. They got some grip here on the back. I don't know, it feels, I wouldn't say it feels cheap, but it doesn't feel like that much of an upgrade. It still feels good. And really, I don't think they did need to change much. I would have liked some sort of haptic feedback or something like that. Something more next gen like what they did with the PlayStation. But really, it's still a solid controller. They still do use AA batteries, which is kind of weird. I mean, I don't know, man. This is next gen and you're still using batteries in the controller. I don't know what the purpose is of them still doing that. I don't like it. It makes it feel like it's not next gen, like it ain't new. It's annoying always having to replace the batteries, and I wish they would have finally made this the year where the controllers didn't have to use batteries, but still got the batteries. I did purchase a scuff controller for my Xbox, as you guys can see here. Pretty nice, a little expensive. I did put a review out on it if you guys want to check that out, but the scuff controller is dope. It's the same one that you could have got for the previous gen Xbox. The controllers are still compatible, but I like the scuff a lot. It looks cool, it feels good. I like the grip. The main reason I got the scuff was for the paddles on the back for when you're playing a competitive shooter, and these things really do come in handy. Now, if I could go back and get the Xbox Elite, because they do have those as well, maybe I would have done that. You guys could check out my review, like I said, on the scuff controller, but it's a cool controller nonetheless. So here we have the Xbox Series X. As you can see, nothing crazy about it, not like the PlayStation 5. They didn't go over the top with the looks or anything like that, and I ain't mad at it. I don't mind that they went simple. It's real sleek and discreet. You could pretty much put it wherever and people probably wouldn't even know what it is. It doesn't really look next gen, but that's not really an issue for me. I look more towards the performance, and it's very convenient. You don't have to worry about where you're gonna stick it, kind of like the PlayStation 5. You're not gonna be able to fit that thing anywhere, whereas the Xbox Series X, you could pretty much put that wherever you want. Some people might argue and say they want it to look a little more next gen. They want more features like the PlayStation added, like the little Easter eggs that they put in there with the X's and the O's and the squares and all that. The little attention to detail, that's not really a big deal for me. It would have been nice, but I personally like the way that it looks. I like the simplicity of it. Now, getting right into the performance of it and the sound. When we're talking about the sound, you never really hear this thing. It's super quiet. Even when the disc is in there, you can't really hear it. And as for the performance, that's really the main thing you're gonna notice between this and the previous gen Xbox. This thing is quick as hell, and moving from one thing to another is pretty much seamless. The games on this thing look dope. I mean, the graphics are sick. They look amazing. Everything runs smooth. Really, it's not that much of a step up when it comes to the graphics. We haven't really seen that yet, but I'm sure once more of the games come out and they take advantage of what this system could do, it's just going to continue to look better and better. Really, the main thing is just how smooth, you know, with the frame rates. We finally get 120 frames per second. That's been super dope, being able to use that. It makes things run way more smoothly, and it makes the whole experience just that much better. So some of the games that I played is NBA 2K21. Looks super dope. For me personally, I thought there was an improvement in the game with the graphics and all that. It did feel a little more smooth, and I did enjoy it a little more than the previous gen. Another game that I played is Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Again, with the added frames per second, everything a lot more smooth. It just looks a lot better, and that's really the reoccurring theme when it comes to the games on this newer system, is everything's just a lot smoother, a lot faster. It looks a bit more crisp. Not a crazy upgrade with the graphics as before, but just enough to give you that satisfaction of seeing some improvement. I also played a lot of backwards compatible games such as Forza Horizon 4, which looks crazy. I never played it on the previous gen, so I can't really say what's improved and what hasn't. But man, this game runs super quick. Like I said before, everything looks amazing. It looks super realistic. Of course, Forza, one of the best racing games ever, if not the best racing game ever. With all the mechanics, it's hard to argue. I played Need for Speed Heat. Haven't played Need for Speed in a while, but it looks dope on this system. Sounds great. Of course, I love all the customization that you could do with the cars, and I honestly really enjoyed it. It's a good game. Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, super dope game. Looks amazing. Again, I never played it on the previous gen, but like I said, man, same thing, super quick when you're trying to do something, going from spot to spot. And really, I was super impressed with the graphics on this. It probably has something to do with the frames per second. It looks so smooth and crisp, and the way that everything moves, the hair movement and just little details in this game had me impressed with how it looks. Of course, I played some Call of Duty. It's only right. I got the SCUF controller. That's pretty much what I got it for. Call of Duty, it looks great. It looks amazing. There was a little bit of bugs with it, with this Cold War. I don't know if it was just the Cold War or if it was the Xbox, what it was, a little combination. It was pretty buggy, especially with the audio. That could have something to do with the crossplay as well. I don't really like the guns too much, the gun options. I think I might be a Modern Warfare type of guy, I don't know. But as far as the looks go and the way everything moves and the added frames per second, looks super dope. First time I got to experience a competitive shooter at that frame rate, and I'm not gonna lie, I was pretty impressed. Now, a new game that just came out that I recently played is Outriders. And this game is cool. You know, it has some Gears of War vibes mixed with a little bit of Destiny. It was made by Unreal Engine, which does make Gears of War, so it was cool. I liked it. It's a third-person shooter. The graphics aren't gonna amaze you. It looks good, but it's not like the craziest game when it comes to the graphics and all that, but it does run well. Again, with the added frames per second, I keep talking about the frames per second. That's really where everything stands out. That's what I enjoy the most about these new systems, and to me, that's really what sets it apart from everything else. But I haven't played too much of Outriders yet, so I look forward to playing that a little more. It is co-op, it is cross-play. So speaking about all these games, I wouldn't have been able to play a lot of these games if it wasn't for Xbox Game Pass. And I've done a review on Xbox Game Pass on this channel. You could go back and check it out if you like. And really, I have nothing but good things to say about it. Xbox Game Pass is pretty much the best thing going on in gaming right now. They have so many games to choose from. They just added Grand Theft Auto 5. I didn't even know that. Outriders, the game we were just talking about, on Xbox Game Pass. They got LouieXIII, Zombie Army of 4, Dead War. I don't know what that is. It looks pretty cool. They just added Madden 21. They got Star Wars Squadrons. They got NBA 2K21, Destiny, Star Wars Battlefront, Battlefield. I mean, the list goes on and on. The amount of games that they give you with Xbox Game Pass. Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. Like I said, most of the games that I was able to play was because of this. So when it comes time to choosing which system you want to go with, Xbox Game Pass is going to be a huge factor because they give a lot of stuff with it, and it's honestly my favorite thing about Xbox. Another thing that is super dope about the Xbox, which the PlayStation doesn't have, is quick resume. So you could be playing a game like I am here with Forza. I can move over to another game such as Assassin's Creed, and when I come back to Forza, it's going to put me in the same exact spot that I was when I left. That's probably one of the best features, if not the best feature of this new Xbox Series X, something like I said that PlayStation doesn't have. Because at the end of the day, it's all about time. We want to get from one place to the other as quickly as possible, and really speed is the main thing, the main improvement that you're going to see with these consoles, and that just adds another element of speed, and it's just another benefit benefit of having an Xbox Series X. So when it comes to the UI, not much has really changed. It's not 4K, which is a negative, but one thing is it's super simple to use. It's super easy. So that's one thing I do like about it. Like I said before, I'm a simple type of person. I love simplicity, and it's not that big of a deal to me that this is a little boring. They didn't really add much to it. As long as it's simple to use, as long as it's easy, I know what I'm doing, it's not very confusing. That's all that matters to me, and that's what Xbox gives with their UI. Now the storage on this thing, right out the box, Xbox gives you 1 terabyte of storage, and I believe 800 gigabytes of that is usable, which is pretty good. It's not bad. And for $220, you could get the Seagate storage expansion card, which goes right into the back of the Xbox and adds another terabyte of storage. So some issues that I've had with the Xbox so far in the 5 months, 6 months of ownership, it really mostly comes from the beginning of the ownership. The first couple of months, you know, some games were crashing, freezing, shutting down. The Xbox would shut down completely. Warzone seems a little more faulty on the Xbox than the PlayStation for me for some reason. I don't know why that is. I get kicked out of games a whole lot more when playing on the Xbox as opposed to the PlayStation 5. I don't know why that is, but it hasn't really been anything too crazy. And recently I haven't been getting kicked out of games. You know, the Xbox hasn't been shutting off on me. So I don't know if they fixed that in an update or what, but recently I haven't really been experiencing too many issues. So some things that I would like improved. Obviously, I would like an option not to have to use batteries in the controller. I mean, we're 2021 now. This is next gen supposedly. Let's get rid of the batteries, man. You could go get the Elite controller, but I think they should give you a controller right out the box where you don't have to use AA batteries. Another thing is I think they could improve the UI a little bit, maybe make it 4K. I don't think they have to do too much to it. You know, they don't have to go too over the top. I like the simplicity of it, like I said, but if they can make it 4K, that would just add a little extra touch for me. Another thing with the controller is they could add some sort of haptic feedback. I don't know, some sort of next gen feature like the PlayStation offered. There's really nothing new going on here, and I'd like to see them incorporate some sort of next gen feature in the controllers. So with all that being said, do I recommend you getting an Xbox Series X over the previous model? Absolutely, I do recommend it. I think everything that it offers with the speed, the added frames per second, the graphics, even though it's not too crazy yet, I do believe they will continue to improve. Obviously, we're just getting started, so I think it's totally worth it to get it. I enjoy it a lot. Do I like it more than the PlayStation 5? For that, you're gonna have to wait on the PlayStation 5 Xbox Series X comparison that I got coming out very, very soon. Stay tuned for that. But as far as getting this over the previous gen model, I do highly recommend it. That's pretty much gonna do it for this one, guys. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, like, comment, subscribe. It helps out a lot. I appreciate it greatly. If you guys are in the market for a gaming chair, LouieXIII offers a very dope gaming chair. I did a review on it if you guys want to check it out. And if you enter the code Louie, you'll receive 30% off on a gaming chair. So until the next time, LouieXIII Gaming checking out. I'm gonna catch you guys soon. Salute.